The stars stretched endlessly around the human warship Liberty, small and unassuming compared to the enormous alien vessels patrolling the sector. Captain Ethan Carter stood on the bridge, his hands resting lightly on the railing, eyes scanning the countless points of light. It had been quiet for a long time in this part of space, but he knew that quiet never lasted long. Humans were used to being underestimated. The galaxy had not yet learned that humans could be dangerous in ways that no one expected. "Captain," said Lieutenant Claire Benson, pointing to the scanner, "we have multiple contacts approaching. Very large ships, heavy armaments. Looks like a fleet." Ethan nodded, his expression calm. "How far?" 10 million kilometers, closing fast. If they keep this speed, they'll be within firing range in 2 hours, Claire replied. Ethan turned to face the crew, who were quietly watching the displays. "Everyone, listen up. We are not the largest ship out there. We are not the strongest. But what we have is brains, courage, and the will to survive. Stay sharp, do your jobs, and remember this. Humans have faced impossible odds before, and we are still standing. Let's show them why." The crew straightened in their stations, a mix of nervousness and determination on their faces. The warship Liberty was only one of the few human ships in this region, but it was capable. Small, fast, and maneuverable, it carried weapons designed to strike hard and vanish. Still, facing a full alien fleet was a challenge that even seasoned humans found daunting. "Captain," said Ensign Lily Turner from the engineering station, "all systems are green. Shields at full strength, weapons calibrated, engines ready." Ethan gave a small nod. "Good. Let's hope they think we are just a small transport ship. Underestimate us, and that will be their mistake." Outside, the alien fleet came into view. They were massive, their hulls shining with strange metals that shimmered in the light of distant stars. Each ship was larger than anything humans had built. The fleet moved with precision, formation after formation, like a single living organism. Humans had studied alien tactics for decades, but nothing truly prepared them for the sight of such overwhelming numbers. Claire frowned, her hand hovering over the tactical controls. "Captain, their fleet is huge. They outnumber us at least 100 to 1. Do we have any chance?" Ethan gave her a small, reassuring smile. "Chance isn't about numbers, Claire. Chance is about what you do with what you have. Remember that." The first message from the alien fleet came through, their voice translated by the universal translator. It was cold, robotic, and commanding. "Humans, surrender your vessel. Resistance is pointless. You face extinction if you do not comply." Ethan listened calmly. He knew the aliens assumed humans would be afraid. They always underestimated humans. He pressed a communication button. "We will not surrender. You can try, but we will not give up. That is the choice of humans." The translator buzzed with static for a moment. Then a strange low laugh filled the room. "Humans, foolish, small, and weak. You will not survive." "Looks like they are confident," muttered Claire. "Maybe too confident." Ethan stepped closer to the viewport, studying the alien ships. "Confidence can be broken. Pride can be exploited. They think they have seen everything, but humans have something they don't. Unpredictability. We do things they cannot imagine."
The crew prepared for battle.
Weapons charged, shields up, engines at full capacity. The tension on the bridge was thick, but it was steady. Every human knew what was at stake, yet none of them showed fear. It was not that they did not feel it. They did, but they had learned to act in spite of it. Lily tapped on the console, adjusting the power flow. "I can reroute extra energy to the shields, but it will limit our weapons temporarily. We can use it to absorb their first strike."
Ethan nodded. "Do it."
Let's see if they expect that. As the alien fleet drew closer, their numbers seemed to fill the entire view. Huge ships with strange designs, some shaped like triangles, others like spheres, moved with precision. Ethan could feel the weight of the moment. Humans had never faced a fleet this large in a single engagement. Yet he did not flinch. "Captain," said Claire, "they're signaling again. More warnings. They want us to surrender before they attack. Ethan shook his head. Let them talk. Words cannot hurt us. Only action counts. The first shots came next. Small energy pulses streaked across the darkness of space toward the Liberty. The human ship's shields glowed as they absorbed the hits, the hull trembling under the force. The crew held their positions alert and ready. "Shields holding," reported Lily, her fingers flying over the controls. "No damage yet." Ethan glanced at her. "Good. Keep them steady. I want full power on the maneuver thrusters ready." "Captain," said Sergeant Jack Miller, the lead security officer, "we're seeing some unusual movement patterns." "They are probing, testing our reactions." Ethan considered this. Humans had always survived by being unpredictable, by thinking in ways that enemies did not expect. Let them probe. We'll learn from it. And then we'll show them something they did not expect. The Liberty moved with surprising speed, twisting and turning to avoid the next waves of fire. The alien fleet reacted, but their enormous size made them slow. The human smaller ship darted between massive warships, using gaps in the formation that the aliens never noticed. "Captain, I think they're trying to herd us into a trap," Claire said. "Their ships are forming a circle around us." Ethan studied the display. "Maybe. Or maybe they think we will panic. We won't. Keep our course steady. Trust your instincts. This is our moment." Outside, the stars seemed to blur as the Liberty moved at top speed. The ship's engines glowed a brilliant blue, leaving streaks of light across the void. The crew worked as one, each person trusting the others. Fear was there, yes, but it was focused. Fear was not chaos. It was a tool. "Captain," Lily called out, "I have an idea. If we can adjust the energy distribution, I can create a temporary shield burst that will deflect multiple incoming shots at once. It will give us a chance to move through their formation." Ethan's eyes lit up. "Do it. Now." This is what humans do. Improvise when everything looks hopeless. Lily typed rapidly, her hands moving like they had a mind of their own. Power surged through the shields, creating a glowing sphere around the Liberty. The next wave of alien fire hit, and instead of piercing the ship, it bounced off harmlessly, causing several alien ships to glow from the reflected energy. "Nice work," Ethan said calmly. "They didn't expect that." Claire looked at him, astonished. "Captain, you're right. They really are surprised." Ethan smiled faintly. Humans are like that. We survive because we are creative, because we think differently. They see numbers, formations, strength, but we see opportunities. The alien fleet paused, trying to reorganize. Their massive ships adjusted, weapons charging for another strike, but the humans were already in motion. The Liberty twisted and darted, exploiting the gaps in the alien formations. "Captain, they're communicating among themselves," said Claire. "They're unsure now."
They didn't expect us to handle the first strike like that.
Ethan nodded. "Good. Confusion is the first step to fear. Keep them guessing." Hours seemed to pass in minutes. The humans worked tirelessly, moving, dodging, and observing. Every shot fired, every maneuver made was calculated. It was not just survival, it was a lesson. Humans could be small, yes, but they could think in ways that the largest fleets could not predict.
Lily tapped her console again. Shields at maximum.
Weapons are recharged, engines are stable, ready for any command. Ethan looked around the bridge at his crew. He felt pride, not arrogance. Pride in the human spirit. Pride in people who did not back down when the odds were against them. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly, almost to himself. "They are about to learn something important about humans. We fight, we adapt, and we survive." Outside, the alien fleet moved cautiously now. They had seen the human skill, their ability to adapt, and they were beginning to doubt their victory. Captain Ethan Carter and his crew of the Liberty were small in size, but already the fleet trembled in ways it would not admit. The stars stretched endlessly, but for the humans on the bridge, the galaxy had never seemed more alive. Each light could be a threat, a challenge, or a puzzle, but humans thrived in challenges. Ethan knew that, and he knew that the day was not over. Not by far. The alien fleet circled cautiously, their massive ships moving like shadows across the stars. Captain Ethan Carter leaned over the tactical display, studying the formation. It was a trap. He knew. The aliens wanted to herd the Liberty into a kill zone, using their numbers to crush the small human ship. But Ethan had never been one to follow the obvious path. "Captain," said Lieutenant Claire Benson, pointing to the scanner, "they're closing the gap. They're forming a tighter circle. If we stay in the middle, we'll be surrounded completely in a few minutes." Ethan nodded slowly. "Then we need to move fast. Full thrusters, evasive pattern Delta 2. Ethan tapped the console. "Let them come. We'll use their speed against them." The Liberty twisted again, diving toward a gap between two alien vessels. Sergeant Jack Miller, standing at the security station, activated the ship's short-range pulse cannons. They fired, small but powerful bursts that disabled the engines of two alien scouts. The scouts drifted helplessly, forcing the larger ships to slow down to avoid collisions. The bridge was alive with action. Crew members shouted observations, adjusted weapons, and monitored shields. Despite the tension, there was a rhythm to the chaos, a human rhythm of teamwork and trust. Every crew member knew their role, and they performed it with precision.
"Captain, we've caused some confusion," said Claire. "They're slowing down."
"Their formation is breaking." Ethan nodded. "That's what we wanted. Humans survive because we adapt. Now let's adapt them to us."
He gave orders to Lily. Prepare the next energy surge. Target the engines of the larger ships.
If we can slow them, we can escape or strike again. Lily worked quickly, redirecting power from secondary systems to the weapons. Energy surged through the ship, and the next volley of shots hit the alien flagship, cracking its outer plating. Sparks flew across the hull, alarms blaring inside the ship. The alien fleet hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "Captain," said Claire, "they're trying to regroup, but their movements are slow. They don't know what to do next." Ethan's eyes gleamed. "Then we'll decide for them. Ready the next maneuver." The Liberty twisted and darted, smaller than any alien ship, able to slip through spaces too tight for the enemy to follow. Ethan pushed the ship toward the center of the broken formation. From there, the humans could attack the larger vessels while still being able to evade return fire. Sergeant Miller tapped a control. "Captain, boarding pods are ready. We can send teams to sabotage their smaller ships while they are distracted." Ethan considered this for a moment. "Do it. Keep it quick. No heroics. Sabotage is better than destruction right now. Make them think we are stronger than we are." The boarding pods shot out from the Liberty, small and fast, slipping past alien defenses. Each pod carried a team of humans armed with basic tools, but trained to exploit any weakness. The aliens, though powerful, were rigid and relied heavily on technology. Humans were flexible and clever. It was a combination that could not be beaten by brute force alone. Claire watched the pods on the monitor. "Captain, they're doing it. They're sabotaging engines and weapons. Several ships are immobilized." Ethan smiled. "Exactly as planned. Humans win by thinking ahead, not by sheer size." The alien flagship fired again, massive energy beams slicing through space. The Liberty twisted and moved, evading most of the fire, but a glancing hit caused a shudder through the hull. "Minor damage, Captain," reported Lily. "Nothing we can't handle. Shields are holding." Ethan's calm voice carried across the bridge. "Good. Keep the crew steady. Let them think we are small, but let them feel the sting of our strike."
The human ship struck again.
Energy bolts found weak points in alien armor, and boarding teams continued their sabotage. Slowly, the alien fleet's confidence began to crumble. What they thought would be a quick victory was turning into a nightmare. Humans were small, but dangerous, unpredictable, clever, and fearless. "Captain," said Claire, I'm picking up unusual signals. It looks like panic in some of their smaller ships. They're calling for help, but the larger ships can't reach them.
Ethan nodded. Good. Fear spreads faster than fire.
Keep pressing the advantage. The Liberty moved like a shadow, striking and evading, each action designed to confuse and mislead. The humans knew the aliens expected one type of behavior, but they delivered another. Energy pulses, evasive maneuvers, sabotage, all combined to create chaos among the enemy fleet. Even the crew began to feel a sense of pride. They were doing the impossible, but they were also proving something about themselves. Humans were small, yes, but they could be clever, brave, and resourceful in ways no alien could predict. "Captain, their formation is collapsing," Claire said, excitement in her voice. We're winning this engagement, at least partially. They didn't expect us to fight back so effectively." Ethan's voice was steady, but there was a spark of triumph. "We are winning because humans never stop thinking, never stop trying. Remember this, crew. Today, we are small but powerful. Today, we are unpredictable. And today, we will make them remember humans." The Liberty twisted once more, slipping through the alien lines, striking weak points with precision. The alien fleet was massive, but they were rigid and overconfident. Humans were flexible, fast, and creative. It was a perfect mismatch. As the hours passed, the humans continued to press the advantage. Each strike, each maneuver, each sabotage mission caused the aliens to hesitate, second-guess, and doubt. Their initial arrogance faded, replaced by confusion and fear. "Captain, their flagship is damaged more than we expected," Claire reported. "They're retreating, or at least moving back to regroup." Ethan leaned back slightly, eyes still on the tactical display. "Not enough to celebrate yet. Keep focused. But yes, they are shaken. Humans can make even the largest fleet tremble if they are clever enough." Outside the ship, the stars stretched endlessly, but now the humans saw them differently. Each point of light could be a threat, yes, but it was also an opportunity. Humans survived because they saw opportunity where others saw only danger. And today, the humans on the Liberty were teaching the galaxy a lesson. The alien fleet hesitated, unsure how to continue. The humans had struck back in ways they had not imagined, and now the question was clear. Could the humans continue to fight, or would they falter? Ethan turned to his crew. "We've done well so far, but this is just the beginning. We've shown them we are clever. We've shown them we are brave. Next, we show them we are unstoppable." The crew nodded, each member filled with determination. The battle was not over. The war was not over, but humans had made their mark. They were small, yes, but dangerous, fearless, and unpredictable, and the galaxy had just begun to understand that fact. The alien fleet was in chaos. Their massive ships, which had once moved with perfect precision, were now scattered, some drifting slowly, engines damaged, weapons offline. Captain Ethan Carter watched the tactical display closely, noting every movement, every sign of confusion. "Captain," Lieutenant Claire Benson said, pointing to a cluster of smaller alien ships, "they're trying to regroup, but their formation is breaking apart. Many ships are isolated. This is our chance to strike harder." Ethan leaned forward, eyes calm and focused. "Good. Humans win when we see opportunity. Prepare for the next phase. Let's turn this fight into a complete advantage." On the bridge, every crew member felt a surge of determination. Hours of tension had sharpened their focus. They were no longer just defending themselves. They were taking control of the battle. Ensign Lily Turner at the engineering station adjusted the ship's energy flow, sending extra power to the engines while keeping the weapons fully charged. "Captain, shields are stable. Weapons ready. We can push for a rapid strike." Ethan nodded. "Do it. Let's show them humans are unpredictable. Move to strike the isolated ships first." The Liberty twisted and darted, small and fast. Each maneuver made full use of the ship's size and speed. Energy bolts fired from the human ship hit alien vessels precisely, disabling engines and weapons systems. The crew worked like a single unit, each action coordinated and swift. Sergeant Jack Miller activated the boarding pods again.
Captain, pods are ready.
We can hit the largest remaining ships while they are distracted. Ethan considered this, then gave the order. Launch them. Target the largest ships first. Make them think humans are everywhere at once. The boarding pods shot out into space, carrying small teams of humans armed with simple tools. Each team knew exactly what to do: sabotage engines, disable weapons, and create chaos inside the alien ships. The aliens relied on technology, and humans relied on creativity. It was a combination that could not be stopped by brute force alone. Claire watched the monitors.
Captain, they're doing it.
They're hitting engines, weapons, and communication systems. Their ships are slowing down. Some are drifting completely. Ethan smiled faintly. Excellent. Confusion is the first step to fear.
Keep pressing the advantage. Outside, the stars seemed alive with movement.
The human ship darted through the void, striking and retreating. The alien fleet tried to respond, but they were rigid, relying on protocols that humans could predict. Every move the aliens made was anticipated and countered. Humans were flexible. Humans were clever. Humans were fearless.
Captain, Claire said, their flagship is damaged, but it's still functional. They're sending reinforcements from the back of the fleet.
Ethan nodded. Let them come. We'll be ready. Humans win when we are prepared for the unexpected. The reinforcements approached, massive ships that tried to restore the fleet's balance.
But the humans were ready.
Lily redirected energy to the forward weapons, increasing the firepower. The first shot struck the largest reinforcements before they could reach the front lines. Bolts tore through shields, causing explosions that echoed across the void. The alien commanders were panicked now. Their formation was shattered, their ships damaged, and their smaller vessels drifting helplessly. They had assumed humans were weak and would surrender. They had assumed fear would guide the human captain's choices. But Ethan Carter was calm, focused, and relentless. Sergeant Miller reported from the security station. Captain, boarding teams report success on 3 of the largest ships. Weapons offline, engines disabled. The crew inside is confused and panicked. They're not organized. Ethan nodded. Good. Keep the momentum. We don't stop until they are completely shaken. Humans survive by acting, not waiting.
Claire pointed at the display.
Captain, some of the alien ships are starting to fire at each other. They're disoriented. Their AI is malfunctioning because of the chaos. Ethan's lips curved into a small smile. Exactly what we need. Humans thrive when we create confusion. Now, let's make them fear us. The Liberty twisted through space, striking weak points with precision. Every energy bolt was calculated, every maneuver deliberate. The boarding team sabotaged weapons and engines, making the aliens feel surrounded and trapped.
Lily reported, shields are holding, but we're starting to see wear on the hull.
Nothing critical yet, but we need to keep moving. We can't take direct hits from multiple large ships at once. Ethan nodded. Understood. Keep us fast, keep us unpredictable.
That is our greatest weapon.
The alien fleet was now in full retreat mode. The massive ships tried to regroup, but their smaller vessels were drifting, damaged or disabled. Their pride had been shattered. They had never faced such a small ship causing so much damage. The humans were small but clever, dangerous, and fearless. Claire leaned over the tactical display, pointing to the flagship. Captain, the flagship is retreating. They're trying to escape before more damage is done. Ethan's voice was calm but firm. Let them retreat.
We don't need to destroy everything to win. We need to make them respect humans.
We've done that today. The bridge was filled with quiet satisfaction. Crew members watched the alien ships move away, damaged and hesitant. Humans had turned the battle around, using brains and courage instead of sheer size. Sergeant Miller reported, Captain, the remaining alien ships are disorganized. They are no longer attacking in formation. Many are trying to escape completely.
Ethan nodded slowly.
Good. That is victory. For now. But remember, Humans never stop thinking, never stop planning. The galaxy will remember today. We've shown them that humans are clever, resourceful, and fearless. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, but for the humans on the bridge, the galaxy felt alive. Every point of light could be a threat, but it was also an opportunity. Humans survived because they saw opportunities where others saw only danger. And today, the humans on the Liberty had proven that. Claire turned to Ethan. "Captain, the aliens are retreating. They'll live to fight another day, but they won't forget this." "Not any of it." Ethan's eyes were steady, calm, but with a quiet pride. "Yes, today humans have shown what we are capable of. Small, yes, but dangerous. Unpredictable. Clever. That is what humans are. That is why we survive, and that is why the galaxy will tremble at our name." The Liberty moved through space, scars on its hull from the battle visible only to those who looked closely. The crew worked quickly to repair minor damage, their movements precise and practiced. There was no celebration yet. Humans never celebrated until the danger was fully past. But there was pride, quiet and steady. They had faced overwhelming odds and had turned the tide. Ethan walked along the bridge, glancing at his crew. Each member was focused, ready for the next challenge. "Well done," he said softly. "This is the first step. Today, we have shown what humans can do. Tomorrow, we prepare for whatever comes next. The galaxy has learned a lesson. Never underestimate a human." Lily glanced at him with a tired smile. "Captain, I think they're really scared now. They didn't expect us to fight back like this." Ethan nodded. "Good. Fear is a tool. They will think twice before attacking humans again. But we cannot rely on fear alone. We must always be clever, always adapt, always be ready. That is what it means to survive as humans." Outside, the alien fleet slowly retreated, leaving the humans in control of the space around them. Their pride had been shattered, their arrogance destroyed, and the humans had proven, in the most direct way possible, that size and strength were not everything. Intelligence, courage, and creativity mattered too. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the battle. Humans had turned what seemed impossible into a victory. The Liberty moved through space, small but powerful, carrying a crew that had proven the truth. Humans were unpredictable, fearless, and capable of great things. And the galaxy had just begun to learn that lesson. Ethan stood at the viewport looking at the retreating alien fleet. "Today we've made them tremble," he said quietly. "But tomorrow, we remind them that humans never give up." The bridge was quiet now, the tension replaced by steady focus. Every crew member knew the fight was far from over. But for now, humans had shown the galaxy their strength. They had turned chaos into advantage, fear into courage, and smallness into power. And for the first time in history, the alien fleet understood that humans were not to be underestimated. Not in size, not in skill, not in spirit. The alien fleet was scattered and broken. Many ships drifted helplessly, their engines offline, while others tried to regroup but moved slowly, unsure of what to do. Captain Ethan Carter watched the tactical display calmly. The humans had done more than survive. They had made the aliens doubt themselves. "Captain," Lieutenant Claire Benson said, pointing to the display, "they're trying to retreat. Most of their fleet is moving away from our position. They're scared." Ethan nodded. "Good. Let them leave. Humans don't need to destroy everything to win. We need respect. Today, they have learned what humans can do." The crew of the Liberty moved quickly to repair the ship. Minor damage was patched, systems checked, and weapons recalibrated. Every crew member was focused, their movements precise. The tension from the battle was still there, but it was steady now, replaced by determination and pride. Sergeant Jack Miller reported, "Captain, the remaining boarding teams have returned. They disabled weapons and engines on several of the larger ships. The aliens are confused and retreating in disorder." Ethan smiled faintly. "Excellent. That is the power of human ingenuity. Small, yes, but dangerous, clever, and fearless. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly. The alien fleet moved away, but their arrogance had been broken. They had assumed humans would be easy prey. They had assumed fear would guide Ethan's choices. But humans were different. Humans adapted, acted, and survived against impossible odds. Claire turned to Ethan. "Captain, the Galactic Council will hear about this. A single human ship facing a fleet, it's unprecedented. They will want answers." Ethan nodded. "Let them. Humans do not hide our strength, but we also do not boast. Today, we taught them a lesson without needing to speak a word." Lily Turner at the engineering station smiled. "Captain, we really did it. We turned the battle around. I didn't think it was possible." Ethan looked at her with calm pride. Anything is possible when humans work together. Creativity, courage, and thinking differently. That is what makes us strong. Today, we survived because we were clever. Tomorrow, the galaxy will remember. The Liberty moved through space, small and fast, its crew steady and prepared. The alien fleet had retreated, but their fear and respect would remain. Humans had shown the galaxy that size and technology were not everything. Intelligence, bravery, and unpredictability were just as powerful. Claire studied the retreating ships. "Captain, even their flagship is moving away. They'll report this back. They'll tell the rest of the galaxy about the humans who fought without fear." Ethan nodded. "Yes. They will speak of humans as unpredictable, dangerous, and clever. And that is the reputation we earn. But we must remain vigilant. Today was a victory, but tomorrow will bring new challenges. Humans survive not just by winning once, but by always being ready."
The bridge was quiet now.
Crew members checked systems, monitored sensors, and repaired minor damage. The battle was over, but the lesson remained. Humans could turn the impossible into a victory. Humans could face overwhelming odds and survive. Humans could make a fleet tremble. Sergeant Miller said quietly, "Captain, they won't forget us. Not today. Not ever."
Ethan looked at the stars outside.
"No! And we won't forget either." Humans have always faced challenges and found ways to survive. Today was no different, but today was extraordinary. The galaxy will learn that humans are clever, fearless, and unpredictable, and they will respect us or fear us for it. They would remember the crew of the Liberty, fearless and clever, and they would know forever that humans were a force to be reckoned with. Let's show them humans don't run in straight lines. The engines of the Liberty glowed brighter as the ship darted sideways, weaving in and out of the alien fleet. The alien ships fired, their weapons streaking through space in long, bright lines. The human ship twisted, dodging and sliding between attacks. Every shot that came close was blocked by shields or narrowly missed. "Shields holding steady," reported Ensign Lily Turner. "But they're learning our pattern. They're starting to adjust their fire." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Then we need something more. Prepare a counterattack." Claire's hands flew over the tactical controls. "Captain, our weapons are ready, but we don't have the power to hit more than one at a time. They're too many." Ethan smiled faintly. "Then we hit the right one." He pointed to the largest alien ship in the formation, a vessel that looked like a giant black arrow. "That one. Take it out first. The rest will notice what happens, and it will slow them down." The human ship's weapons fired. Energy bolts streaked across space, precise and deadly. The first hit struck the alien ship's shield, causing a loud flare of light across the void. The second bolt followed instantly, breaching the outer shield. The massive ship shuddered as alarms flashed across its hull. "They didn't expect that," said Claire. "Their shields are strong, but we damaged them." Ethan leaned over the display. "Good. Keep firing in sequence. Don't waste energy. One ship at a time." The alien commanders looked at each other through their viewing systems, their surprise clear. They had assumed humans were weak and slow. They had assumed fear would guide the human captain's decisions. But Ethan was calm, deliberate, and unpredictable. The aliens had never faced that before. "Captain, the smaller ships are moving to flank us," Claire warned. "They're trying to get close while the larger ship is attacked."
Lily Turner added, "Captain, do you think they'll attack again?" Ethan shook his head slowly. "Maybe. But they'll think twice now. They know humans are not easy prey."
They know that even one ship can make a difference. That is the lesson we leave them with. Humans are never weak. Humans never give up. And humans always find a way. Outside, the alien ships moved away, shrinking into the distance. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the human victory. The Liberty moved through space, small but powerful, carrying a crew that had proven something important. Humans were clever, resourceful, and brave beyond measure. Claire Benson looked around at the crew. "We did it. We really did it. A single ship, and we made a fleet tremble." Ethan's calm voice carried across the bridge.
"Yes."
"And that is only the beginning. Humans will always be underestimated. And humans will always surprise. Today, we earned respect. Tomorrow we continue to earn it. The galaxy has learned the first lesson. Many more lessons will follow." The crew of the Liberty smiled, tired but proud. They had faced impossible odds and prevailed. They had turned chaos into opportunity, fear into courage, smallness into strength. And the galaxy had seen it all. Ethan stood at the viewport watching the stars. Today, humans fought, adapted, and survived, and the galaxy trembled before us. But this is just one day, one victory. The universe is vast, and challenges will come. Humans will face them all, because we are clever, fearless, and never give up. That is who we are. The stars stretched endlessly. The human ship moved steadily through the void, and the galaxy had learned something important. Humans were not to be underestimated, not in size, not in skill, not in spirit. And somewhere across the distant reaches of space, the alien fleet would remember the small human ship that turned the impossible into victory.